Have you ever looked at someone's Instagram feed and thought to yourself, how do they make it look so put together? Every post on their grid just seems to fit. The colors match, the vibe is there, and everything just works. Meanwhile, your Instagram page can look like a chaotic mixture of food pics, selfies, and some random cool scenic picture, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you're looking to elevate your Instagram feed, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know on how to create an aesthetic Instagram feed, how I edit my pictures, the apps that I use, and some super easy tips that any beginner really can follow. And no, you don't have to be an influencer or have a super fancy camera to make your Instagram look good. My name is Jessy, and you're watching Table Talk. The first mistake that people make when trying to curate the perfect Instagram feed is not having a clear aesthetic. You don't have to box yourself into one style forever, but having a general vibe helps keep everything on your page looking more cohesive. So I want you to ask yourself, what vibe do you give off? Do you love clean, minimal feeds with lots of neutrals? Or are you more into a maximalist look, like more colors and maybe even some photo collages? Or maybe you're somewhere in between. If you're confused on what sort of vibe that you give off, then be sure to check out one of my recent content creation videos on how to find your brand aesthetic. I break everything down in there from minimalist to maximalist styles, and I even give a bunch of different feed options in that video, so be sure to check that out after this one. But whether you're a minimalist, maximalist, you like more vintage vibes or editorial vibes, or even soft and dreamy vibes, your aesthetic should feel natural to you. Because if you force a style that isn't true to who you are, then you won't be 100% consistent with it. I want you to take a second to scroll through your favorite influencers' Instagram pages or even your own Pinterest board and see what kind of photos catches your eye the most. That's the first place you can start. Once you have a general aesthetic in mind, let's talk about editing. If you're posting your Instagram photos without a filter, or you're just choosing whatever filter you feel like using that day, pull yourself together. The key to a cohesive feed is in how you edit your photos. So here are my go-to apps for editing my Instagram photos. Starting off, we have Tezza. This is my favorite app when it comes to different filters and just color correcting your photos. The presets are just chef's kiss, but I will still go in and edit the different HSL adjustments and just go in and tweak things here and there. But I spoke about this in my last video. Tezza also has an option where you can save your specific edits so that editing your photos takes no time. You just compile it all together and you hit the one pre-saved edit option, and then all of your photos have the same edit that you always use. The second app I like to use is Unfold. I use this for photo collages. I more so use it for my Instagram stories, but Instagram hasn't updated me to where I can upload more than 10 photos within a collage, which I'm fine with, because sometimes I feel like some people can get a little too excessive with the 20 amount of photos that they put into their collage, and sometimes it doesn't make sense. We love a perfectly well curated photo dump, and so sometimes I'll use Unfold to collage together a couple photos. If there are a lot of moments that I would like to share with my audience, then I'll use Unfold to collage the photos in a very neat and clean way to showcase on my feed. The third app that I use is Planoloy, and I basically just use this to preview and plan my feed. I literally don't use it for anything else. I don't use it to schedule out my posts or anything like that. For scheduling out my posts, I like to go directly through Instagram. I don't know why. That's just the way my brain operates. And lastly, I will use the Peachy app to edit any little acne spots I might have. Sometimes my dark circles be looking really busted in photos, so I'll use it to clear away my dark circles. And I will admit, because we always keep it real on here, some days, especially ladies, you'll know the time of month, sometimes we just look a little too bloated. So I'll use Peachy to edit my stomach just a little bit, so I can look like me pre-period bloat. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Editing your photos doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to make small intentional edits rather than just over filtering. Because if your photo looks too edited, then your feed can actually look really messy. So try to avoid over editing your photos and just remember, the simpler the better. Okay, so now you know what apps you need to download in order to get your Instagram looking right. So now let's work on editing our photos. Here's what I like to focus on in order to keep my own feed looking cohesive. Pick one filter filter and stick to it. Using the same filter or at least a consistent color palette will make your photos feel more connected to each other, even if they're all different subject matters. Use HSL to color correct. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and luminance. Those three are the key to making your colors pop and just make sense within your color palette without feeling too unnatural. I like to tweak individual colors to make everything look cohesive on my feed. So for instance, I will up the yellow and red tones, but then down the green and blue tones to make my feed appear warmer. My next tip is to shoot with good lighting. That's it. Natural light is your best friend. Editing can only do so much for you if your original photo has bad lighting, or if your photo is super grainy, it'll be much harder to fix. And for the last tip, don't let your Reels covers ruin your feed. If a Reel cover doesn't match your aesthetic, then create a custom cover photo. Either take one yourself or find a matching one on Pinterest. In the past, I've definitely used Pinterest photos for my Reels covers, but over time I've gotten better. When I'm shooting a Reels, I will make sure to take extra aesthetic photos and edit it to be my Reels covers. And of course, when you edit your Reels covers, be sure to use the same editing presets that you use to edit your standard photos. Hello world, welcome to a live Instagram photo editing session with your girl, Jessy. I've already imported all of the photos that I would like to use into my Tezza app, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to edit all of your photos once you find the presets that you like. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all 9 of these, but the concept of this Instagram post is going to be a cute little March photo dump because I cannot believe that we are in April. This is one of my presets. I just click on it. Let's do it. And boom. It's a very, very subtle difference. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy or extravagant. It's very me, but like an elevated version of me. For beginner purposes, I'll go into a photo and I'll show you guys like what presets I like to use. So I like to use Cocoa, and for intensity, I keep it at 80. I don't turn it all the way up because I don't know, it just looks a bit too filtered to me. So I like to keep it at 80. Like, not too much, not too little. And then for HSL, I slightly, like I said, adjust my reds. Usually I adjust the yellows. Here I did it, it's fine. And then for greens, as you can see, I turn it all the way down. I don't like my photos to look green or blue. Like, I just like warmer tones in general. So there's that. I'm pretty sure I adjust the brightness, yep, by -2. There are people that have like a darker Instagram theme. I'm not that kind of girly, just very subtle. So those are the settings I like to use, and then I will save it all. This is all riveting work, guys. So once all of that is downloaded, I'll go into Planoloy. This is what I currently have going on with my feed. We're gonna upload all of the new photos that we just edited. Don't mind all the videos I still need to edit. So we're gonna click all of these. We're gonna add, upload as carousel. And then this is the fun part where we decide which photo is gonna be the first photo in the carousel because it has to match the rest of the feed, obviously. Oh, this is already looking good. Cute. So right now in my feed, I have a lot of neutrals. I have this kind of white background with the pop of red, which coincided with this pop of red, which then coincided with this pop of red. You see what I did there? Oh, and there's also a pop of red here with the rose. I think that's the perfect first cover photo. It could be something like this too. I don't want it to just be the bowl of fruit because I think that'll be too much of a close-up. And I also don't want to make it me and my best friend because I just think there's too much of me on my feed right now. But so this is what that would look like in my feed. Does it look bad? No. Is it the best that we can go with? Also no. Because you have to imagine, like, if I post another photo of me there, like, does that look good? So we're gonna switch it back and see what this looks like. We're gonna plan this photo dump. So I love planning photo dumps. It's one of my favorite things ever. Like, just making it make sense. I'm kind of living for this vibe right now. The background is brown, so it's a neutral. So it can allow me to post like another photo or video of me here. And this is what I mean by break it up. Like, you don't want to put a product shot and like another kind of flat lay together. It just looks weird. This trio right here, that looks too cluttered. You gotta break it up. So now if I move me over, you see like it's like not too many things all together. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good, guys. We're done. Wow. All right, scripted Jessy, take it away. One thing I see a lot of people struggle with is finding balance within their feed. If your feed is just a bunch of selfies or too many similar shots in a row, it can start to look repetitive or even super cluttered. So here are some tips on how I like to break up my own feed. Starting with selfies, I don't post too many selfies on my feed, but I will sprinkle in some face cards throughout my feed. Not many, but some. Reels or your reel covers. These are either scenic, full body, or product shots of whatever reels I'm shooting that day. If I forget to take a photo for my reels, then I'll just hide the reels from my main feed. It'll still live in my reels feed, but you won't see it on my main feed. Don't let a reels cover prevent you from consistently posting. You can always just hide it. Next are product shots. This is good if you're a fashion, wellness, lifestyle influencer. But even if you're not an influencer or a content creator, this can be anything from a cup of coffee to an aesthetic home goods product that you have lying around your house. Next are scenic photos. A good scenic photo helps open up your feed, and it's good to break up all of the posts that you have in between. And lastly, we have full body shots, because who doesn't love showing off a cute outfit every once in a while? And again, if you're not a content creator, who cares? Post the fit. Mixing up your photos keeps your feed looking fresh and dynamic without looking too cluttered. Let's be real. No amount of editing can save a bad photo. If you need help on how to shoot better photos, then this portion is for you. Step 1. Use Pinterest for pose and photo inspo. If you ever feel awkward in photos or you just don't know how to pose, then use Pinterest as a tool. I, for one, definitely have a private Pinterest board full of just saved poses or even like product shot ideas for my Instagram page. Step 2, lighting is everything. I said this before, I'll say it again. Natural lighting is everything. Even now as I shoot this video, I was relying off of the sunshine reflecting through my window. Sun's going down. Now color grading is going to be a pain in my butt, but you know what? We got to keep pushing because we're trying to meet our Sunday videos for you guys. But try your best to, like I said, use natural sun lighting, golden hour. Those two different sets of lightings, whether it's golden hour, natural sun lighting, are your best friends, and they beat artificial lighting any day of the week, baby. This is an important tip that I feel like many people overlook, but pay attention to your background colors. Make sure your background doesn't clash with your aesthetic. If your feed is more neutral, then taking a photo in front of like a bright neon sign is definitely going to clash with your feed. So keep in mind what your background or surroundings look like before you even snap a photo. And lastly, shoot a variety of different angles. Whether you're taking photos of yourself, of products, of even a scenic picture, take multiple shots of the same thing in different compositions. This way you have more options to mess around with when planning your feed. At the end of the day, your Instagram feed should feel like you. While an aesthetic feed can be nice to look at, don't let it stress you out to the point where you just stop posting altogether. Again, social media should be fun, not stressful, unless you're a social media manager. Experiment, have fun, and remember, your feed is yours. Play around with different styles, post what makes you happy, and don't take it too seriously. If you found this video helpful, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what your biggest struggle with Instagram is right now besides the algorithm, or comment any useful tips that you found along the way. And on that note, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!